Jay asked him to. He's getting ready to come over here and talk to you. So make sure your words I can get on camera.
The police are about to come over and talk to him.
I cannot believe they're going to let him go. I cannot believe they're going to let him go.
So you tell him, I want to press charges. He needs to go to jail.
Well, it keeps stopping. I don't know why. We're losing network. So come in, everybody. We're just waiting to see. Michelle says it's assault with a deadly weapon, maybe. I'm not sure.
1,700 now.
Well, if Guru's feed would play, we'll be able to see what's going down here. If you guys are just coming into the YouTube, hey Mary over on YouTube, we are just watching to see. There's been a possible assault.
Idea.
Huh?
Someone said Logan just pulled up. Hey.
Logan's there. He's drove by several times from what I hear.
Okay. All right. So here. You have the video on here.
I can't get a good feed. It's still freezing. It's freezing like crazy.
Over and give a statement.
There's too many people over here for everybody. Over there. Too many people right here. I'm claustrophobic.
I'm sorry.
Because I gotta get
Back a little bit.
Oh, but I just don't want all of them.
I got you. I got
like if we all come.
I can't get it to continue to load.
This one.
Okay, so you get it.
So if you're just tuning in, we're trying to see what's going on. The police are trying to get some information, but the feed keeps stopping. So we are not able to watch or hear right now. But apparently the people are gathering and they are calling for the arrest of JP after he allegedly pushed Jay the Jesus. Today's live goal is 10 gold medals, and I'll pin that in case you want to send one while we try to work out the technical difficulties.
So, huh? I think they're making excuses why they're not going to arrest him yet.
They're making excuses why they're not going to arrest him. Are you
No, when
kidding
I'm
me?
under there, it kills my signal. I don't know why.
You know, it's a nightmare.
They know what y'all got. Yeah. Have it on their cat.
No way. Can you guys hear me on the mic over here on YouTube? You guys, there's no way that they're going to come up with an excuse not to arrest him. No way.
So now they're giving a card to JP, a police contact card to JP.
What?
So I'm guessing that means he's not being arrested.
Why are they giving their business card? Anytime you go and you push your spouse or any other thing, then they will arrest the man or the woman for assault. They don't give them business cards. Oh, this is going to cause a huge protest. Myrtle Beach, you've got to protest this one. There's no way, especially when Jay's wanting to
Because he
press
asked him
charges.
to come around to that side.
My side.
No.
No, FaceTime. Why don't you like that one? For 5 minutes. Because it's a lot of work.
Why are they exchanging phone numbers?
It's 3 words.
Hey, Alicia. Apparently, John Paul Miller has assaulted
What are we moving for?
or
car coming
pushed
out.
Jay the Jesus, and instead of arresting him, they're giving him the police is giving John Paul their business card. This is ridiculous.
I don't know how to deal with it.
There's no way. Protest. Yes, it's on video. JP pushed Jay the Jesus. And Jay the Jesus has been standing here saying that he wants to press charges. But instead of them pressing charges, they handed JP their business card.
You got the video. I'm just send it up. We're doing an investigation.
We're doing an investigation. Oh, sorry.
I agree,
That was
Mary.
close up.
All right. I appreciate you. What's that? Probably not. That's why I gave you the card. Well, the non-emergency.
That's assault.
So JP's not being arrested, even though the officers seen it happen.
We did that.
We got the police
I'm in shock.
Because I want him to take it seriously. No, I won't.
No, it is. He's a bad dog.
Yeah, I know.
What? Oh no, you didn't. Y'all are all. I want every officer.
Jay the Jesus is trying to talk sense into the police
Every
for
one of
arresting
y'all.
somebody
I
for
want y'all's
assault,
names.
something they should already be doing. I am outraged.
Yeah, I just now seen your text.
No, you're letting him go.
But didn't you see him do it?
Mm-mm.
If you wasn't investigating, you'd have said, hey, I just saw that.
Are you serious? This is corruption. This is corruption. Corruption.
Wait, what's the reason?
Y'all are getting paid off. Period. There is
They're
no
saying
way.
they're doing an investigation, even though the officers seen it
Investigation,
happen.
video.
They're saying they're doing an investigation. We have 2,100 people in here watching.
Lock him up.
Anybody would be taken in for
You're
assault.
gonna drag another woman to 150 yards?
He tried to hit my family first.
Oh, you've always been on his side. You have.
No.
No, letter, Jay, letter.
Ridiculous. Y'all have lost it, man. I will be down that police car. We're organizing a protest at this police department.
This is outrage.
Here.
Unbelievable. If this happened on the boulevard, if this happened last night on the boulevard, would somebody have gone to jail?
Yes.
Yes. 1,000%.
I'll go by
What
myself.
happens now?
I'll go by
I guess
myself.
they're going to do
I'll
some
send it.
investigation and
We'll
get back
work
to
it
us,
out.
and probably nothing will happen. But we need to make something happen.
We'll work it out.
JP already snuck out the back.
Oh,
We just pour people so we can get beat up.
No,
We just
He
pour.
does
or
this
assault.
We don't get
and he
no
gets away with it.
We
gets
get
away
You
with
guys.
it.
Now I wish I wouldn't have.
He-
So he snuck out the back while everybody wasn't
ridiculous.
looking.
He does it to his wife, and he
Yeah,
gets away
Carla.
with it. She commits murder. She commits suicide because he nobody listens to her. He does it to everybody that leaves this church.
Yeah, but
Listen to Jay
Every
preach.
protester, and no one does anything.
I'll do it again.
Okay.
That's why we're here. Do something. Good gracious. When is it going to end, guys? Y'all are the ones that have the power to do something. Y'all have the power.
He does. I believe he does.
It needs to be said.
Yes, Robin. If y'all are Myrtle Beach, you need to call media to get over there. They should have already been over
Is
there.
unhinged. This guy is corrupt. This guy is abusive. This guy needs to go to jail.
How do you get us when you went
What you get when you don't do your job.
Now it's going to be a protest down at the sheriff's office.
We
Yeah.
obey the law. We use our voices. We use our actions. We're nonviolent. He can be aggressive and violent, and he just walks free and does it to the next person.
He, you know, you all know JP is laughing on his way home right now.
Did y'all hear that? JP can assault people. We get him step on the grass.
What is going on here?
We step on the grass, we go to jail. He pushes us, he gets to walk free.
Amen. We step on the grass, we go to jail. He pushes us, he goes free.
Locals even get a 10% discount. Whether it's a birthday or just a fun day.
God, somebody's got the radio really loud when they drop it off. He would have, right, if Jay the Jesus had pushed JP, Jay the Jesus would be arrested.
Y'all make a hole, make a hole.
This would end. This would end if he went to jail. I know this would end if he went to jail. If he went to jail for one night, this would end. It would show that something happened.
Squad a truck. Squad a truck. Squad a truck. Squad a truck with the world. That'd be a 4-inch difference. He's about a 3.5.
This is crazy. Agatha, oh my gosh. JP allegedly pushed Jay, the Jesus. They caught it on camera. And instead of arresting him, they gave him his business card and let
JP's
him
not
go.
being arrested. He's not being arrested for assaulting Jay at all. It's uncalled for. If Jay would have shoved him, it guaranteed he'd be in jail.
Yeah, it's on camera.
Guaranteed he'd go to jail. It's not fair. The officer actually seen it happen. The officer's not doing anything about it. They're saying they have to investigate. They have to investigate. Well, you don't have to investigate when you actually seen it happen.
Right.
When you seen it happen, you don't need to investigate. So what's going on with Myrtle Beach Police Department? What's going on with the Myrtle Beach Police Department that they say they need to investigate when an officer actually seen it happen? I'm jumping.
Well, he ended his live. Let's see if anybody else is still live. I think he ended his live because he's upset. I would be too. Uh-oh. That switched videos. I didn't mean to put that up on the YouTube. Let's go look and see if we can find another live feed at the protest if anybody else is still live. I think Melissa is. Let's look.
What the hell? I balked. Bok. Oh, damn!
Go ahead.
Give me just a minute, guys.
It's not the first time they've had to investigate. They had to investigate with the water too. What I want to say though is,
okay,
I filed a permit, and
Michelle,
if police had been here the way they have been every other week, I don't feel like this would have happened.
That's right. There was no police there this morning.
I just want to say that.
They were not there to protect the protesters.
her. Okay. She respects the respect.
I mean, Jay the Jesus is telling them just exactly like it is, and he's saying you don't have to investigate if you saw it. You saw it yourself.
That is not true. They absolutely saw the water incident with their eyes. The officer had to take the sprinkler from him. So they did.
Well,
so everybody is
Robbie
clear
Harvey
on
does
that.
has it because I heard him saying send it to Robbie as soon as it happened. I was texting asking to please send it to me, but everything goes to Robbie
I'm sorry.
all
I'm
the
sorry.
time.
The wind is like
So on his TikTok or Bookface, I mean, I was actually.
I just have to hang until everybody disperses so I can do my walk around and make sure no trash is left. Just so you know, I'm not gonna do anything crazy, but I have to clean up.
There's trash in there.
Yeah, I ain't going in there.
Okay.
They tried to get me before.
YouTube, give me just a second. I'm going to try to find the video. Hang in there with me, guys. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. Here is the video. I'm about to show it over on the YT.
Get it. Walk away!
Oops, sorry.
What? Hold on. Hold the phone. Let me go back and let's watch that again.
Get it. Walk away!
He was walking toward him aggressively. Ooh! He did.
It's going down.
Oh, did you guys see that on the YT? No, I can't show it. The ticker talker will make me go down. I can't. I'm not allowed to. Go over on the YT. I'm live over there, and we're watching it
Get on your
together.
truck and go home.
There's 221 souls in here. Today's goal is 10 gold medals. If you would like to throw a few, go over. If you have YouTube, go over there. We're watching it together. That assault. I'm beside myself right now. There's no flipping way. There's no way they did not arrest him for assault.
Oops, sorry.
I mean, I'm just, oh my. That's assault. That's assault.
It's going down.
That's assault.
I can't. How you zoom in?
That's assault.
I suck at this.
They did nothing, Indiana Chick. They handed him.
Go home. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna go across the street.
They handed him their business card. Watch it again.
Get it. Walk away!
Oops, sorry.
Oh, what? Right here. Bam. That he him and assaulting him. The walk away gives me chills. Me too. It's like he knows that he's getting away with that. And instead
slow
of
him
them
down.
arresting him, they handed him a business card.
I can't. How you zoom in?
Tracy Davis, go over to the YouTube. I'm not allowed to show it.
That's okay.
We're watching Robbie Harvey's video over and over and over.
Get on in your truck and go home. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna go across the street.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey, how are you? Wow, crazy morning, huh?
What do y'all think about that?
That is wild. I could see that you got maybe a little frustrated there and like, well, I'm just going to end this because now I can see protest happening down at the police department because this is insanely unfair. They handed him a business card instead of arresting him for assault. Oh, you there? Oh, I think we lost him. He'll be back in a minute. He was looking for, he was losing his bars there, I saw. Chastity said they saw him do it. I agree. Why did they not press charges? You got it, me. I don't know. I'm absolutely dumbfounded. Hold on a minute.
Oh my God.
I know. Hold on a minute. I'm live over here on YouTube. Give me just a minute.
Yeah. I was watching earlier when they all left, and he there's even marks on the curb where he literally cut the wheel real freaking hard and he almost hit a lady. I didn't realize I just got back on TikTok. I was like, what is going on? And then I happened in on her live and I'm like, what is going on? So he literally came back to the church because he was one of the first ones out this morning.
Wow.
Yeah. I cannot believe they literally sat in their vehicle, watched it happen, and they let him go.
They watched it. Shayna says she watched all morning until it happened. I had been watching some of the morning. I had some other stuff to get done, so I was not watching at the particular time that it happened. But as we saw on Robbie Harvey's video over here on the YT, he absolutely did.
Oh, it's crazy.
Excuse me, guys, while I get a drink. I'll be right back. So sick. Hold on.
Go ahead, hon. Hey, girl, did you mean to come up? Exactly. Hundreds of witnesses. The people that were there, the people that were watching all the lives on TikTok. I mean, come on. Agatha, it's not on YouTube. It's on Robbie's TikTok page. Yeah, it was a matter of time. Yeah. I'm sure he will go. Crystal, go to Robbie Harvey's TikTok page and watch the video. JP pushed Jay and the cops watched it happen and they didn't arrest him. Wow. Steph, we can't hear you, babe.
Sorry, I forget to unmute.
No, you're right.
Somebody over here on the YT is saying that Jay and Gina have to go press charges.
They actually have to go press formal charges?
Formal charges. But still,
Okay.
if you are walking, like somebody had said, if you are walking down the street and you assault somebody, you're going to get arrested. The police aren't going to come up to you and say, here's my business card.
In my town, no, you would have already been arrested. Especially if they saw it. Now it'd be different if they didn't see it, then yeah, you'd have to go press formal charges. But being they were there and they actually saw it, I can't believe they actually have to go down and press formal. The charges should have been pressed right there.
Over here on the YT, he did not push Gina, but according to eyewitnesses, she was almost hit when he tried to pull out. From what I understand.
Yes.
So why did JP go back to the church after he already left? If he came back just to assault somebody, that's premeditated.
Right.
Exactly. He left and came back. This is insane. If a cop, Mary says, if a cop sees assault, they are required to arrest them.
Right. Any other circumstances, if a cop had witnessed that, the person that did the assault would be arrested right there on the spot. They wouldn't be giving business cards.
Absolutely.
Exactly. We are witnessing corruption live.
Yep.
That is what that looks like. There's no way. Okay. I want to see, I'm interested now. Here's what I'm going to be working on is pulling FOIA request for any assault calls in the last 2 weeks. And I want to see who was arrested for it. I want to see that the police only handed out their business card and that no one was arrested. If I do not see that, well, I'm going to have to leave it up to the public to form their own opinion, but we all know what the opinion's going to be.
Dana, they have it on video, the skid marks on the curb. Somebody has it on video of him pulling out and almost hitting her.
I Spy Crime says these cops do not do their job. If they go to station and file, they need to get copies of the report. Here's an opportunity to show the real JP.
Yeah, because as soon as they file the report and the charges are pressed, a warrant should be issued immediately for his arrest. And they know where he lives.
We have a 9.8 thousand likes and 257 souls in the room. Over on the YT, we have 121 souls in the room. If you don't mind, I'm going to pin my goal, which is 10 gold medals for today, which is what I feel we all need right now.
Right.
Especially for going through this crazy A case that don't make any dagnap sense. How do you do it? How do you get away? How does he do it? Now, this is not just us coming at JP, picking on JP and just dragging him through the mud. This is us saying like literally 55,000 witnesses and the cops are being a witness themselves. Like we can physically see that this is not right. What? Jay, the person that was assaulted was sitting there and saying, I want to press charges. I want to press charges. Hold on a minute. And they're
the
saying,
officers just sat there.
They're saying, no.
To me, that tells me that they're on his payroll.
What's up, Guru?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, my other phone doesn't have any service. But yeah, that's uncalled for. That I don't understand how he first checked him with his elbow, and then he laid both hands on him and shoved him. If a protester would have touched JP in the same way, that protester would be in jail right now. There would be no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Absolutely.
But is it because he's a public figure that he's not in jail? Is that what it is?
I don't know. Somebody on the YT saying so he used his truck as a weapon. Well, possibly. If he wasn't giving due care to a pedestrian, I would say so.
Yeah, the girl was standing on the edge of the sidewalk, and he cut his truck so sharp, his truck hit the curb and almost hit her.
Yeah. And a truck is considered is a deadly weapon.
So before all this happened, Susie was leaving and stopped at the same police officer, was talking to the police officer, and then she had traffic backed up, and Susie drove away. Well, when Susie drove away, JP came back with her in the truck and pulled in the parking lot to go talk to that officer. So I'm guessing it's about whatever the officer and her were talking about. So on the way over there is when Jay seen him headed over there. So he walked that way, and that's when he elbow checked him, and that's when he laid his hands on him in front of the officer. And the officer is not present, is not saying, we're going to take him to jail. It's just beyond me. It's beyond me.
I'm absolutely.
The fact that he
mind
left
blown.
and went back, that was premeditation.
Yes, definitely.
This wouldn't be the first time for him either. Wouldn't be the first time.
Are there protesters that are at the police department right now protesting?
No, they're not at the police department. The police officers are still there at the church.
I'm seeing the last one pull out.
We're going to investigate. We're going to investigate. And Jay asked the officer straight to his face, said, "You seen it happen. Why are you not arresting him?" The officer just stared at him and didn't say nothing, and then said, "We have to do an investigation." Really seen it happen.
There's nothing to investigate. You watched it happen.
With his own eyes. There's nothing to watch. I mean, nothing to investigate. I would go straight to the police department with the video.
You have all the evidence. You watched it with your own eyeballs. Wow.
This is insane.
It's ridiculous.
I literally would be in jail right now if I did that in front of a cop.
He would have put he would have been knocked the hell out. That's what I know.
These videos need to be on the Myrtle Beach News. They need to call the news station.
Every time we contact the news, they put out stories that are in support of JP. So
You guys forget that the news is also a business too, so that does have an effect on it.
Oh,
They
yeah.
always have a business aspect to it.
Absolutely. Over on the YT, I Spy Crime says, Guru, can you call local news media and share the video?
The problem with local media, every time we have done that, they have been on JP's side no matter what. No matter what, they have been on JP's side.
That's crazy.
What about the the local newspaper or news stations?
it always does it.
Everybody is saying get a hold of Fitz News.
Wait, news station? No.
I wonder if Justin could get a hold of News Nation. I know he's got an in with them.
He does. He does have a
Yes.
contact over there. He told me.
Yes, he does.
Well, I think it's important to do a case comparison. I want to see who else has been assaulted and not been arrested in the area, because I think that is proof that this is corruption through and through.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see stuff, definitely.
Didn't the police give him a badge? A get out of jail free card? Quite a while back?
They gave him a pasture badge.
See, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
I wonder how many other pastors in the community have that.
Any of them that visit the jail to preach inside the jail get one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you for telling us that.
So that explains it. They're taking his side completely, but just for that simple fact. What about, is that county or city?
This would be city, right,
We were
Guru?
in city, yes. Yes, city.
C. Sanderson over on the YT says these local police forces need seriously reporting for not doing their job. They need to be thoroughly investigated and asked why they are not taking any action against him.
So I cover a lot of the stuff in Myrtle Beach, all the events and everything happened down on the boulevard and all the arrests and stuff. And so the police department watch my videos all the time, watch my lives all the time. So, and they usually stand behind me. So I'm hoping somebody higher up has seen it, whether it's the police chief or whoever has seen the video footage, and so going from there.
You can also take that video, and I'm not sure what denomination his church is.
It's
You can
non-denominational.
You can, whatever, like you're in some form of a, like Southern Baptist has a convention and so forth and so on. You can take that higher up, and you can take those videos of his assault and take that to those higher leaders and show that as well, and that can help in a case against him. I mean, I know
the only person above JP is his mentor, Pastor Randall.
Okay.
Kelsey says the higher up his dad is his dad and his dad and Randall, both of them.
Well, that's the problem, is he owns the land and he owns the church. Like there's no, you know what I mean? So there's no higher up, basically.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's and I'm sorry, but that's the whole problem with it right there.
Gotta love the loopholes.
Right.
We are at 16,000 likes, guys. Let's see if we can get to 30,000 likes. There's 367 souls in the room.
Did y'all hear what Courtney said?
Everyone tap, tap.
What did I say?
Say it.
That his psycho ways are on display.
She's finally happy that
He showed his true colors.
Yeah.
He did.
He's been showing his true colors. It's just problem is he never gets arrested for it anymore.
Rebecca Durham over on the YT says, I worry about Guru and Court since they live so close. Please tell Guru to be careful. I think they will arrest JP in private. I don't think they'll arrest in private. I don't think they will. I think they pretty much said with their statement today. Don't you agree?
Well, remember when the water boy, the old man that sprayed everyone, he got the opportunity to turn himself in. So maybe they'll do that. I don't know.
Well, inaction is equal to action in my eyes for this. I guess time will tell, but if there's nothing, that's the action right there, the inaction.
Right. No action is action.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I was amazed he could tell them what side of the car to go to. Because I sure couldn't do that.
Yeah, the officer walked up to the driver's side and he cracked the window and made the officer go around to the passenger side.
That's
Have you
what?
Yes. The officer had to go to. No. The officer walked up to the driver's side. He cracked the window and told the officer to go around the other side, and he did.
And he did. Yes, he did.
Oh my God.
Who did that? I would have been drugged out by my hair probably and said, "You open this door."
Right.
100%.
They're asking on the YT, can Jay sue police department for non-protection? Well, they wasn't there. Somebody said they felt if they had been there when they said they were going to be, that maybe they wouldn't escalate it that way.
I feel like he needs to go to the police department today and say, look, the ones that were out there didn't do their job. Here's the proof. This is what happened to me. And I want to file charges. And, you know, I mean, I don't know what else can be done after
And
that
a complaint.
So they
He
did
can
not
file
take a
complaint.
report. So they did not take Jay's report today.
No, they didn't.
They didn't. They didn't take any. I can't with this.
How could he not be able to at least file the report?
They took Jay's statement from him. They took Jay's statement. They got video footage from two different people. So
Does
hopefully,
he know who was there? Which officers it was?
there were 6 of them there and a detective.
And a detective, and they still didn't arrest him.
And
They can file a complaint against them.
Is that the guy in the red
In
car?
the red car. The guy in the plaid shirt in the red car.
Oh my God.
I'd file a complaint against the officers too. I really would.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm getting in my JP upper register because I'm so mad.
It's ridiculous.
Sammy over on the YT says if JP wasn't interested in a confrontation with Jay, he could have just walked away behind him to cross over. Well, in addition to that, Sammy, he could have not come back to the church.
Very true.
Right. Why did he go back to the church?
Because he wanted that confrontation. He wanted to show how big and bad he is.
He could have just kept his hands to himself. That's all. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's simple.
And I feel like he was like, if you watch the video, I feel like he was basically kind of like pushing Jay out into the road the whole time they're walking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, get out of my way, dude, or I'm going to show you who the hell I am. You know
I
what I
was
mean?
thinking that too.
It was very aggressively, like, you could just tell the aggression.
Shoulder, like the shoulder on
Yes.
shoulder, pushing him. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Heaven forbid there was
To
another
do
moving
harm.
car.
That video is going to be good when I go to court on Monday too.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. There you go.
Right.
Let's see over here. Somebody had said something and I missed it. And I wanted to tell you. If JP has someone hit someone with his truck, the cops would be in big trouble. I don't think he hit anybody, Mary. I think it just really come really close and it looked like he wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
He needs to get an attorney. If they don't do anything, Jay needs to get an attorney.
And file a complaint on those officers. Hold them accountable.
Yes.
I agree. Boss lady says, Guru, I said his serving you would be backfire. What? It goes so fast. Guru, I said his serving you would backfire on him, and here we are.
Yeah, he went. The protection order that he is trying, if he's going to try to take out on me, one of those events is inside of Myrtle Beach. The other two are in Horry County, so that automatically should throw it out of court because they have to be 3 incidents inside the same district. And then the first one, he totally lied on, and I'm going to play that audio and stuff in this courtroom. And then I've got other evidence where he's aggressive. He's trying to hurt my business. He's shoving people out in the street now in front of a police officer and getting by with it. So I've got all that. I can show the judge too. So one of the things that he complained about was me videoing out of my front yard across Azalea Lakes Boulevard down the street to his truck, and said that put his children in danger, but he doesn't have custody of his children, so I don't know how that works. And another one was showing his tag. When I showed his tag, not on the date that he listed in there, but way before I had the interview with him and Robbie Harvey and Justin on TikTok, I videoed his truck showing everybody that he had just put vinyl tape over the back of it. And he said, oh, people were able to see my tag. Well, anytime you're driving on the road, people can see your tag.
Yeah. Nobody can see your tag.
You come back to the church and assault people, they see your tags.
Yeah, when you try to run people over to church, they see your tag. It's common. A tag is something common. No one can trace your tag unless you're authorized to do so. So that tag number is not going to help anybody. But I was actually helping him out with that. And then I done the interview with him and then asked him during that interview about the sticker on the back. And even in that interview, Justin says, yeah, you showed the video, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I made the correction that he didn't buy a new truck. And I was trying to help JP out with that because everybody thought he had bought a new truck. But that was back, 2 weeks before he says that it actually happened in the paperwork. So he's.
Anyway, they want to talk about him getting on someone today.
Yeah.
They're asking you if you have a lawyer.
No, the one I have is now telling me because he found out from his secretary that John Paul called the office and spoke to them about it. And so now they can't represent me because he called there asking about it before I contacted my friend that's an attorney and tried to set it up. So I now have to find one that he hasn't contacted. I've called several different places. So what I believe this is allegedly, I don't know if it's true or not, so don't hold me to this, but I believe he is called around to different places just to inquire about him being represented in a protection order against me, just so each place cannot represent me because they already talked to him about it.
Right.
Even though he already had a lawyer for it.
Bingo. That's the same thing he did to Mica.
That's what he's doing, and he knows that. He's probably called around. Probably unlimited amount, just so that he's going to make it harder for you. And like I believe he done the same to Mica and Melissa.
Yeah. So he had to have gotten that information from a lawyer, and a lawyer giving him that type of information to do that. Oh, hey.
He weaponized the police, and now he's weaponizing the lawyers too.
Yeah, if an attorney has told him to do that, that's unethical of the attorney to do. And if any of his attorneys have told him to do that, they need to be brought up to the bar.
100%.
Because how would he know that? How would he know something like that?
Totally.
Do you think that the detective being there helped him not get arrested because maybe him and the detective know each other? Could that be a theory?
The lead detective sat down in the lead officer sat down in that detective's car for 20 minutes with him, and then got out and talked to the other officers, and then that detective got out and talked to them, and that's when they came over and basically gave him a business card.
And the only witnesses on JP's side was Susie. It was just him and Susie at the church at the time.
There's people inside.
Yeah, there were people inside the church, but not outside. The only people outside were all the protesters.
Okay.
Wow.
But video
The
footage
thing about it
and
is,
the officer
Susie
actually
wouldn't have
seeing
been able to see
happen
it.
should be.
Susie was sitting in the truck, so she wouldn't have been able to see what happened, so she can't be a witness.
That's true too.
So somebody over here on YT named Song of the Bribe, thank you for commenting, is bringing up the fact that JP was charged with attempted slaughter with a vehicle in 1998. South Carolina had no law against that until 2010. No statute of limitations. Who can pursue this in South Carolina? She feels like he can be recharged with that attempted slaughter now that the statute changed in 2010.
That's what I was thinking too. That specific case where he did this before.
Didn't he have it expunged though from his record?
He had his liberties reinstated. It's still on his record, but the expungement basically meant that he was allowed to vote again, allowed to own firearms and so forth.
I would think he wouldn't be able to go back and be tried for that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't think he would be either. Even though their statutes changed.
It does show intent though.
I think it might still fall under the double jeopardy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
Let's
is crazy.
see here. I know this is wild.
This is so insane.
TEJ says he ran
another car that was passing at that same time, and that he shoved him, and this would have been a totally different story.
Oh God, that would have been horrible.
Yeah.
That's why I said you could see the aggression as they're walking. Like that's what I was worried about when I was watching. I'm like, oh my God, if a car can, I was just waiting for like a catastrophic event to happen. Basically, that's you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So is Gina pressing charges? Is Gina pressing charges that he tried to hit her with a car or almost hit her with a car?
You know what? I'm going to text Jay and talk to him about this. Actually, I would love it if he would come up here for an interview to give his perspective. That might be later on today or when he has time.
I don't know if she's pressing charges or not.
What?
I hope so and I hope somebody took pictures of the tire marks.
We have pictures of it. It's on video too.
I'm gonna free up a box. Staff will drop down.
Okay, thank you for coming up, Michelle.
I'm going to have to step down as well. I'm in upstate South Carolina and we still have no power. So I'm going to conserve my battery a little bit, but I'll be watching.
Hey, Selena, I'm in upstate South Carolina too. I got my power back on, thank heavens.
Oh, good, good.
I pray yours comes on soon.
Oh, thank you. We're
Praying
with
for all you guys. That's terrible.
Thank you. We're with Lawrence Electric, and they're saying it could be midweek, possibly
Oh,
the end
no.
of the week.
We're going to jump off here.
Well, prayers for you, hon. I hope it comes back on
If you
soon.
need me, hit me up.
Okay, thank you for coming up. Thank you.
Thanks, Guru.
You're welcome. Y'all have a good day.
You too.
Oh my goodness. Yes, my daughter had no power yesterday, yesterday and last night, but I don't know if it got turned on this morning.
I was talking to Papa a whole bunch.
What'd you hang up for?
This is just insanity. I mean,
over here on the YT, it says James C says in South Carolina you can't review your vehicle without getting a ticket. When someone gets pushed, they don't do anything. How much is he paying them?
Right.
Indiana Chick says the FBI needs to be sent that video. We have 46,000 likes. Thank you guys. Let's see if we can reach 60,000 likes. We have 392 souls in the room. And today's live goal is 10 I love you hearts. And I'll pin that in case you want to send one. If you're just joining, we're talking about this morning when it's clearly on video. Robbie Harvey has posted it. I am playing it in loop live on the YT, and we are discussing it over there as well. JP supposedly assaulted Jay the Jesus at the protest this morning.
No, I was in the box, kiddo.
Oh, I'll let you down. Thank you. And then somebody else wanted up here. I have texted him, but I'm sure he's really, really busy. Let me see if he's texted me back.
I need to go look up
Not yet.
I need to go grab my laptop. I want to look up their law on assault and see what it says.
I've gotten so many texts this morning about this incident, and my inbox was just, and I actually didn't find out from folks online. I was just scrolling through, checking on the protests, and I come in right about the time they're saying JP's about to get arrested, and I was
That's
like,
what
oh
I
my
did.
God.
I had quit watching after he left and almost hit the protester because everybody had left.
Yeah.
And then I got back on and it was like, bam. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on?
We have 154
Hey,
souls watching on the YT. Thank you. Hi, my friend Willow Doodle. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
I don't know about that state, but can't they request an appellate court because of the conflict of interest? And by showing proof that if you call, like, say, 10 lawyers in the area and they don't want to take the case, and because of the protests and everything that's going on, if I was in their situation, the first thing I would do, if the captain doesn't take action, is request an appellate court, which is, I believe it's three. It's a team of judges in another state that review the case and give their take on it, and they would make the decision.
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I think there's a conflict of interest in the whole city and state for JP. He seems to know everybody, and he seems to be tied into everybody.
Exactly. So that's what the best way to go. Because I know someone that was in a situation where the defendant knew the judge and the officers in that area because they were like the guy, I believe, was a detective. So they went through the appellate court and they won.
Wow. Hey, joyfully pissed off. Everybody is just really beside themselves right now. I'm actually in total shock myself.
This happened today. I came in late.
Yes. Probably just like an hour and a half ago or something. He actually left church, came back, got out, and was walking across the street and literally pushed and assaulted Jay the Jesus. And Jay the Jesus is saying, listen, I want to press charges right now. You saw it yourself. It's on video. And the best that they could do is say, well, we gave them our business card.
Well, that's when you call the captain. I would. And if the captain doesn't do it, say, look, I have proof of assault and you're not taking action on it, so I'm going higher up.
I think they said the supervisor was there, but I'm not sure. I thought I saw somebody say the supervisor was there. But what blows my mind is that he purposely came back.
Yep.
The intent was for him to come back and do something.
Yep.
He knew, like, when he comes back, I'm going to watch this video and kind of, I don't know if you guys hopped over to Robbie Harvey's to watch it yet, but it appears to me he came back, got out of his truck to go over to talk to a police officer that was in the middle of the road. And this is where this push happened because Jay the Jesus was walking beside of him, which is his total right. It's public property. That does not give you the right to push someone, which is assault. Anything these days is assault. If you were holding this ink pen and I grab this ink pen from you, or it's a cell phone, that's assault. I know. Guess what? Yeah. May he rest in peace. My brother-in-law passed away in 2021 from COVID. But about 6 months before he passed, him and his wife got in a little tiffy-tiff where he grabbed the cell phone out of her hands and they were at their home. The Knoxville police came to his house and arrested him and put in an order that he was not to be, he's never been arrested before, no other charges, not a violent person at all. They just got in a little argument. They was drunk and told him that he could not be around his family. He had to move into a camper on another piece of land and spent 2 months going through the sentence of not being able to go home from work every day and seeing his children and his wife because he grabbed a cell phone out of her hand. Are you kidding me? Myrtle Beach police. Are you kidding me?
What? And the water, the guy with the water. Look at the guy with the water that was arrested at the church.
Yes.
He didn't touch him, but he made contact. That's making contact. That's all it is.
Right. Deller says, what reason did he have to go back to the church? To antagonize? Yes, exactly. He was driving home. He pulled out. He was mad. He can't control his temper. We all know that. He comes back, and that's what happens. He should have just kept on driving.
Hey, Steph.
There's a little bit of backstory to that, Steph. Early on, when Susie showed up, one of the protesters said, hey, remember Mica? You're sleeping with her husband. And it seems like that pissed Susie off. So when Susie was leaving, she stopped to talk to the cop that was parked in the middle of the road, blocking the exit. She had like 3 or 4 other cars trying to leave the church behind her. And the protesters started yelling, drive away, drive away. Drive away.
Hold on a minute. Jay the Jesus is on YT. Come over here. I'm live on TikTok. If you would come over here and if you wouldn't mind to join the panel over here on TikTok, Jay, so that we can understand what happened from your perspective and what may happen next. He is saying that JP went back because he saw them talking to the cops.
So in South Carolina, I'm reading right here, defines the offense of assault as when you injure or attempt to injure another person if the other person reasonably feared that you were going to harm them. You may be charged with assault even if you did not lay a hand on them. Threatening somebody with bodily harm constitutes as assault. If you threaten someone while you're committing another crime, that will raise assault charges, which would be like a felony.
Mm-hmm. Let me know.
So what
someone
got my attention.
Let me know if Jay comes in here. Someone, I may miss it. He's saying okay,
I'll hop
so
off real quick.
Okay.
I'll hop off real quick. I just want to give the rest of the backstory on that.
Thank you, Joy.
What caught my attention was, one, when he came back, he came rolling in real fast through the rear of the church.
Mm-hmm.
and he had someone in the car with him, and people said it was Susie. They were not together when they were there before. She left in her own vehicle after he left.
Yep.
So I'm thinking he came all puffed up because of what people said to Susie. Because when she was leaving, the protesters were like, ew, 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 to Susie.
Yep.
I heard that.
Jay's
You
here.
could be right. That's
Yeah.
a good point.
In my opinion, that's what happened. That's why he rolled up all pissed off, trying to be like he's going to defend her.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
I totally get that.
I'll
yeah.
hop off. I'll let Jay come up and give his side. But that's just what I saw on Guru's Live, because I've been on there since early this morning, since the protest started.
Okay. Thank you, Joyfully. I appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Jay. I don't know where you're at, but request, or I can request, send an invite.
I'm gonna mute. I'm still reading.
Okay, there it is. I see you. Hold on. I sent you an invite. We have 52,000 likes and 342 souls in the room. Today's live goal is 10 I love you hearts, and I'll get that pinned. Jay, good
Yes, I'm here.
afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Stephanie. How are you, dear?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm always good, no matter what the drama or situation is. Thank you. Try to keep a good attitude, try to just smile it off, keep joy in my heart. I don't let, each individual situation bother me the rest of my day, although I am talking about it. So yeah, it kind of upset me just because, I invited a lot of friends and family this week, and I guess he noticed there was a bunch of new people there. And you know how he normally just pulls out. Well, he almost drove out the back and changed his mind and decided to drive out through the side, I guess just to get a look at who all was there. And I was standing on the door side, the driver's side, where I always stand. Usually if there's not many people on one side, I'll be on the other. If everybody's on one side, I go to the other. But so everybody was on the other side. And when he saw me, he moved over towards their side, but then he noticed them. And as he started to come out, he hit the gas real quick, turned his wheels towards them, and scraped the curve and bumped and went around. And that, when you're coming at innocent people, especially my friends and family, it ticked me off immediately. But I couldn't do anything. He's in a car and he's driving away. So, and people, like I was just explaining to them out there, they're like, Jay, well, why did you go and approach him when he was going to the cops? Why were you trying to make a dash over? Why was it a race to it wasn't, it was just because I knew, let me back up. I'm sorry. I'm going to the end of the beginning, but so when he did that, there was no cop presence today. Like they've always been there every single week. This week, there was no one stationed there, which is fine. We don't really need the police, but I'm glad that they're there looking out,
Mm-hmm.
So we happened to see one come down the street from the opposite direction at that moment that he had pulled out, and we didn't know if he had seen him. So one of the other ladies there, she doesn't want me to mention her name, and I respect that, but she was the closest to the curb when he came by. So she would have been hit first, to be honest. And then my friends and family were just almost beside her, standing there, but slightly behind her. And he was so aggressive, it scared me. Believe it, I got a jump in my heart because I couldn't see the other side of the vehicle. I just saw him turn his wheel sharp and bump the curve. And I was like, he could have ran over somebody's foot. I don't know. He could have lost control. I don't know. It was very scary. Okay. Mm-hmm. And as when he passed by, I immediately looked to the crowd to see if anybody got hurt. And I saw the one young lady that's a friend of mine. I mean, she's a regular protester. And I saw her walking over screaming like, and so then when I went past her, she walked towards me. I was walking back that she must have saw the police officer coming down the street, because when I got over to check on my friends and family that were there and, calmed them down and said, he's crazy, he's unhinged, don't say anything to him, whatever. So then we kind of calmed them down and said, let's just keep in your heads, let's just chill, because they've never been there before. And I didn't want him to get too emotional and anything. So I was just trying to calm him down. Well, then I turned around and saw her over there talking to the police officer, stopped him in the street on the opposite side of where we were standing of the parking lot. So I went over to the window to defend her, to let that cop know what that she was obviously telling the story. And I wanted to make sure that he also knew there was other people that were standing there, and we just kind of I apologize. I kind of, because I was just in the moment, right? And I was just wanting to tell him, and so I
Sorry, YouTube, we have lost. My phone has just died. There has been so much going on. Give me just a second and I'll pull the live up on my other phone here. Give me just a second.
some other people were like mouthing, and then we saw Susie pass by, and one of the young ladies said, "Hey, Susie, he's going to do the same thing to you. You need to be careful, was trying to tell her in a womanly way to please watch out. He's just taking advantage of you. That's actually what the lady said. The lady mentioned Susie's name. Her window was cracked and said, "Susie, he's taking advantage of you. You need to watch out." And then I backed up behind that and said, "We love you, Susie. We care about you. We just want to help you." And then she pulled away. Well, she went in the same direction that JP went. But he had left already, 5, 6, 7 minutes earlier. So then after she left, we were standing there talking and all. We went over and talked to the police officer. We told him what happened. He said, "Do you want to write a reporter statement?" We just said, "Well, we just want you to know that it was very aggressive, that he was very, very close to hitting us. We want to bring it to your attention. It was a very scary incident." We showed him the curb where his tire actually hit it. And I knew that JP knew he did wrong because he had to feel it bump him. He knew he got too close, and he knew that everybody was watching. He knew he was in the wrong. So then all of a sudden we see later on him coming back, and yes, we feel Susie was in the truck with him. And then when he parked in front of the cop, parallel to the cop in the parking lot. So when you're looking at that video, you're looking at the apartments, but the apartments are adjacent to that parking lot. He's literally in the parking lot, facing those apartments, 6 rows down of empty rows, and that's where he parked, facing those apartments. Apartments are adjacent to the parking lot. So of the church, you walk out of the church, you come across the parking lot, that's where he parked, and then there's the apartments. So as he's parallel to the police officer, we see him pull and we see him start to walk towards the cop. Well, I was at a triangle. I was on the other side where I was standing, the door side of the parking lot where everybody exits. I saw him coming, so I walked over, and I knew he was going to try to run cover, and say, blah, 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 or whatever he was going to spin. So basically, I was going over towards the cop to hear what he said and to rebut or refute any lies that he was going to say right then and there. That's why I walked to the cop as he was walking to the cop. I was coming from my angle to the cop. All he had to do was walk straight across to the cop. He was directly perpendicular to the cop where he parked. If the cop that was in the street, you would move him over 10 spaces, he would be beside his truck. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. The parallel parking lot comes by down to where the sidewalk is, and then right next to the sidewalk in the middle of the street was the cop was parked. But I came from the angle, he came that way. Well, as he saw me coming, he tried to cut me off. That's just the truth. He did not want me going over to the cop, so he couldn't tell me to leave. He didn't say anything to me. He was just looking at me, trying to cut me off. and I was completing my walk towards the cop. Well, as we started getting close to the cop, he pushed me, he bumped me. Well, I said, I didn't say anything to him. I looked at him and said, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then we kept walking and we got almost to the cop. And as soon as we started to get right by the cop, he shoves me out of the way. I almost shoved him back and I held my tongue because we were standing right there with the cop because the cop had the window down and he said, whoa. And then the cop started to open the door, but we were standing right in front of the door, so he couldn't open the door. And then me and JP started fussing at each other. He's like, you need to stop or something. And then I said, I've been nothing but nice to you. I said, you can't do that. I said, you almost hurt people. You're unhinged, dude. You need some help. And then I started putting my finger in his face and I told him, hey, I've been nothing but nice to you, but you're dealing with a man. You can't run over me. I'm a man, and you want to put your hands on a man, I'm gonna put mine back. But I'm giving you this chance. I said, but you need to calm yourself down. You're getting unhinged. You're about to hurt some people. You need to watch yourself. You need to watch yourself, buddy. And then he just kept walking, and then that was it. And then, so we were standing out there. It happened right in front of the police officer. They said they're doing an investigation, and I said, listen, if I would have done that to him, y'all would have had me in handcuffs. If anyone would have done that to one of you officers, they would have been in handcuffs sitting on the curb. If we were down at the boulevard like y'all were last night, and anyone y'all saw somebody walking down there and shove somebody else, you would have immediately put them in handcuffs. There is no reason that this man can continually think that he can put his hands or use his truck as an intimidation tactic and be aggressive towards people for no reason except to protest that he does this to people and gets away with it. The reason why we're protesting is because this man abuses people and nothing happens to him. This man intimidates people and nothing happens to him. This man has done this to his wife, to his ex-wife, to ex-members, to anybody that he doesn't like. He intimidates them, he threatens them, he manipulates you guys, he assaults them, and he gets away with it time after time after time. This is why we're protesting.
So
we're out here at this church. I am so sorry. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you're fine, Jay. I was just going to say, I'm reading South Carolina law right now. According to their law, he can be charged with third-degree assault and battery right now because of what he did to you. It says in South Carolina, if you injure, in quotation marks, even minimally where skin is barely broken, or attempt to injure or cause someone to fear that you'll injure them, you can be charged with assault and battery in the third degree. He should have been arrested on the spot, according to their law.
Two people called 911. I was one of them, maybe three people, because that police officer was over there, and we just knew that they were just gonna let him go.
Right.
And I'm saying he needs to be held accountable. Okay, yes, he just shoved me. It's a football shove. Yeah, it didn't hurt me. But the thing is that I can't do it to him and get away with it. We can't as much as step on the grass.
Exactly.
You would have been arrested. Jay, you need to get an attorney. And then the person that was almost hit in the car, so does she.
Mm-hmm. There was a whole group there. There was a whole group there. It wasn't just y'all don't realize how close it was.
Yeah.
He hit the curb. They're standing on the curb. They're sometimes they're like off the curb, like in the driveway, and I have to say, hey, y'all step back one more foot because you're actually in the drive. So we're very cautious about where we're standing and our safety. But he ran over the curb almost. He didn't quite catch the curb, but there is a black mark on that curb. Dude, that wasn't an accident. There wasn't no accident.
Could this not be almost a class action?
Yes.
I mean,
and not only that, but if the police
gather together all the protesters, everybody that's involved, and get an attorney. I don't know who you would get, Regina Ward, I don't know, but file a class action.
I would also go to internal affairs to report the police officers that saw that happen, because they can get in trouble for not arresting him.
We asked them, but they're doing an investigation. I do not want to say anything negative because it's not. We're not going to win any brownie points by saying that they're corrupt and they're screwed up and they don't do anything and they're all on his side and they're in his pocket. I don't do that, guys and ladies. I think that they're trying to be neutral. They're trying to be fair. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt until they show me that they're not doing. But this, I actually voiced my concerns because if I see wrong, I call it out. I don't care what side you're on. That's why I take so much heat. I've been taking heat from everyone, and I don't mind it. Okay, I knew I was walking into it. I'm wearing a Jesus robe, or ancient clothes, or whatever you want to say, because Jesus ain't the only one that wore it. And but so I call injustice out when I see it. That's just me, because you know what? I think that justice for Mica is about truth. And I just want to know the truth. There's some people in that. I don't call the people, the members in there, that Mica blood on their hands, because they could be innocent. They could be naive. I don't want to say anything negative or positive. I just want to say we're not going to win any brownie points, and we're not going to hear the truth if we don't listen to both sides. But when I see injustice, when I see abuse, that man, so-called pastor of Solid Rock Church, aggressively tried to push back or intentionally intimidate 10 to 12 people. He did that. He knows what he did. You cannot deny that. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't like, oh, I wasn't paying attention. He deliberately hit the gas. He deliberately hit the curb, and then he peeled out. And once he realized he'd done wrong, and once he saw us talking to cops, he wanted, like I heard him earlier, that he wanted to cover for Susie. I can't say what the man did. I don't know his intent, but I can see his actions, and I can see what his actions were not good. It was aggressive. It was intimidating. What he did to me personally, again, was intimidating. He was trying to intimidate me.
And it was intentional.
It was intentional. His intent was to block me, to push me. Like inside, he's saying, I want this guy to get away. Now, people might want to say, oh, I invaded his space. But what I was doing was I was going to the cop like he was going to the cop, and I have every right to stand beside that cop and hear what he's got to say about what he did to the people that I witnessed that he did. And if he wants to go over there and try to lie, I want to hear what he's saying. If he wants to go over there and say, hey, look, I pulled out a little bit aggressively, I'm sorry. You know what? I would have gone to my friends and family and say, you know what? He went over to the cop and he apologized. I would have given him that benefit of the doubt. But the way that he puffed up and pushed me shows me that his intent was not good. That's the action.
He got out of the truck.
Everybody from protesting. He doesn't want you guys there. So now he's trying to intimidate you, thinking, well, everything else didn't work, so let's see if this works and see if they come back next Sunday. Let's scare the crap out of him.
Sunshine is saying he's still not over it. He's circling the church.
Oh, you know he is.
Say that again.
Right now?
Sunshine says he's not over it. He's circling the church like a shark. Like, what's he looking for? His next victim?
Probably.
He is self-destructing, y'all. Self-destructing.
He is unhinged in front of us.
Yep.
I'm having to.
Wait, is he expecting a confrontation? Is he expecting somebody to go back up there? Is he wanting somebody to go back up there?
Contact IAB. Who is that? That said, Jay, contact IAB. What is IAB? Somebody tell me. For some reason. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm really not that ignorant, but I'm sorry. My mind is just,
honestly, with what he did with the truck is technically under their law considered assault and battery in the second degree.
I know. That's exactly right. See, guess what? Y'all want to hear something that is insane? This guy's first felony charge was assault with his truck.
Yes.
Hitting a woman twice.
Yep.
What
And
he
that's a
attempted
deadly
to do,
weapon.
what they attempted to do with me on May 7th, when he pulled out of his driveway, was he used his truck, burned out, and came up at my back of my car aggressively. He didn't know who I was from a can of paint.
He's using a deadly weapon.
Right. And then here he is using his truck again to intimidate witnesses, to push them back, or to say, y'all don't need to be here.
So,
For me to say what his intent is for people to witness the fact of what he's doing with his vehicle and with his actions. And this is why he has not changed. This is the warning that we're out there on that curbs, on that sidewalk every Sunday, telling those people inside, he don't care about you.
So let's take a second right here because Melissa is still live, and Renee, if you are there live, you're welcome to come up to the panel and take a live view so people over here can see what's going on, because I can't show them that Melissa is still live at the church, and apparently JP has circled the church 5 times in his truck. So Renee, I don't know if you want to come up to the panel and try to give us a view of what's going on if you're still there. If you could, I would be forever grateful.
Yes, Texas, Patty. That's the thing. If he would change and say he's sorry and change his behavior and actually admit his faults, to his fellow parishioners, hey, I'd give him a pass. I'm a forgiving person. I'd say, hey, but you can't just speak the words. His actions need to be changed, and his actions are speaking what his heart is saying, and his heart is prideful and arrogant. And I told him straight to his face.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard me, but I be internal affairs.
Yes, I heard you.
Okay, I didn't know if you.
Who is that? Who is that? Who is that speaking?
Margudo. Oh no, someone in the comments put IAB internal affairs, and I didn't know if you heard because 2 people were talking. I just want to make sure you heard.
Yeah, I actually may do that. I don't like to shout out to the world who I talk to or what I'm doing behind the scenes, but I'm just letting everybody know here. I'm talking to a lot of people. I'm doing a lot of things. Y'all don't know me. The Bible says, let another man praise thee and not thine own mouth, a stranger and not thine own lips. And I just want y'all to know, I want justice for Mica. I want justice for that family. I loved Mica's family. I know them since they were little. I've known them. I haven't seen them in many years, but I've seen them now recently. And I am one of the organizers trying to help them with their cause. I don't need to bring that up in this thing because we don't want to mix the two. But I'm just telling you, I am doing everything I can do, and y'all have no idea what I'm doing, who I'm talking to, what things are happening. I don't tell anybody. But I just want y'all to know, please, we have got to come together. The people that hate me, please, y'all, I'm not your enemy. I'm on your side. And I can't tell you what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. And it may be nothing. I may get nothing accomplished. And then I just disappear. But I'm telling y'all, I am trying to stop this.
Watch out. Hey.
Jay, I Spy Crime over on YT is wanting to know kind of what the next steps are. Are you going down to the police station to press charges?
I've spoke to them. There were literally 6 cops and an internal affairs there or detective. I'm not sure what he was. He was undercover. And we spoke to him, and basically they just kept telling me over and over, we're investigating. There were several people that actually filed reports on their own. They just went on their own, and before the cops left, said, I want to give a statement. And I applaud those people. I applaud those people. You know, because I'm talking to Steph on her live. Steph. Okay, I'm sorry. My wife's trying to tell me to calm down. I always listen to my wife. But I'm a little bit emotional. And it just needs to stop, people. It needs to stop. So I guess the next step is let them do their investigation. I've got the incident report. They basically told us to check back in with them. What'd they say? Call them back on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Would you like to say hello to everybody? They don't know who you are.
I will know.
My wife is very, very shy. Stephanie, you talk to her. You know how she is.
Yes. Tell her I hope she's doing well, and it's
He is so
good to hear
scared,
from
and JP's probably crapping his pants right now, wondering because if they told him this investigation, now he's really in panic mode, worrying because remember the other guy got arrested for the water, so he's probably thinking they're going to come back for me.
I'm just watching the live feed over here at the church. Melissa is still still live. And I haven't seen him drive by. So, and she just now ended her live. So it looks like maybe he has left. I guess he was circling back because people were telling they were there.
He's unhinged. That's coming from my wife. It's not me saying it. Everybody can see it. But unfortunately, the people that are still supporting him are just blind, you know, and I can't fault them for that. You know, everybody's got their, you know, their opinions. Everybody's got their, you know, and it's free country. You know, I don't want anybody to believe just because I believe it, but you know, all we can do is just speak the truth, continue to voice our concerns, you know, and let God handle it. You know, I mean, we can't make anything happen. You know, God is allowing him to get away with it for some reason, because the more you get away with little things, the bigger the fall is. Pride goeth before a fall. So I'm going to tell you what, if he gets away with 1,000 things, that just means his fall is going to be 1,000 times greater. So that's what we're praying for. It's not that he's hurt. We're not praying that, you know, that he's, I'm not. I'm praying that the right thing happened. I'm praying that, you know, he steps down, steps away. I'll tell you what, I'll offer him right here live to the world. I want to buy Solid Rock Church from him. I'll buy Solid Rock Church, JP. You want to sell Solid Rock Church? Sell me Solid Rock Church. Go somewhere else. Leave Market Commons.
Hi, Bridget.
Hey guys, Jay, I just wanted to get on here really quick and just tell you I'm a domestic violence survivor, and I wish that I would have had somebody like you fighting for me when I was going through that. Mica would be really proud of you. I just wanted to get on here and say that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
I also know someone in Myrtle Beach that went through a similar situation with, they wouldn't grant her RO. For DV. I don't know what I could say and can't say on here, but yeah, and they refused to take a report and let her file charges. So that's 2 others in Myrtle Beach.
Well, ladies, I don't know you, but I promise you I'm fighting for you. I'm fighting for everyone that doesn't have a voice, you know what I'm saying? And somebody has to change and somebody has to step up. And you know, I just decided to, you know, enough is enough. And I'm sorry. And so I said, well, if I have to be the one, just like that girl Melissa, that does the lives now. You know, she thought that no one was recording it, and she only had like 30-some subscribers on YouTube. And she said, hey, if nobody's going to do it, I'm going to do it. And I thought that was awesome, you know. And then you ladies coming on the panel right now just to tell me that. That's something. That's courage to actually say, hey, I was a domestic violence, you know? So.
appreciate you.
Thank you. What's your name? What's your handle? I mean, I can't see it. It's so small. I'm on my
Bridget.
phone.
It's Bridget. I actually don't even know what my handle is. I don't really use TikTok like that.
Yeah.
I really don't, but I'll follow. I think I actually did follow you. So if you want to follow me back, that would be great.
I promise I will. I try to follow as many people. You know me. I never did TikTok. I don't do Facebook. I've had a Facebook account since my wife set up one. Like I don't know, 15 years. Whenever it started, I don't ever go on it. Don't ever use it. Got a YouTube channel. I don't ever use it. But I have now several months ago, and I'm trying to use it more, but I'm just not really good at it, you know. But
yeah. Well, your message is getting out there, so that's that makes it worth it.
Yeah, I need to, Steph, you got to teach me how to do these lives so I can talk to people because
Yes, of course.
I'm lost.
Jay, I'm also a domestic violence narc abuse survivor, and what JP did to you was nothing but wrong. So I applaud you for going to the cop, and I hope this turns out to be something. But like you said, everything JP is doing, it's a pride thing, and what comes before pride, and with pride, what comes before a fall is the pride issue.
Right. And I'm telling you, if JP is listening or anybody's listening, JP, just repent. Please, just stop. Just repent. It's okay. Say you're wrong. When you're wrong, you're wrong. I apologize for that the video that somebody posted, and I posted a couple of comments, and I was actually in the video and was making fun, and it was just lighthearted. My intent wasn't to hurt anybody's feelings, but if it triggered some people and my comment, they were saying the angle was about his mental health, and should be making fun of his mental health when he was laying in the grass, and and I can see that. I apologize. I said, listen, if my comment and me doing that, being a voice in that video, playing a role in that video, if that offended anybody, I truly am. I'm sorry. I don't want anybody to be hurt, and I can admit, hey, I didn't do it trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I didn't know that anybody would, it would hurt anybody's feelings, but I actually tried to put myself on the other side and said, well, you know what? I think it's silly. I think it's funny. Other people liked it, but I could see why somebody would say that, it was inappropriate. So I just apologized. I took my comment down. I said I was sorry. And, I don't care. That's, hey, my children make mistakes all the time. Doesn't mean they sin. They just make mistakes. And how do they know how to do right if they don't make a mistake and say, hey, you can't do that? And then they go, oh, okay, that's a mistake. Okay, well then now if they continually to do it, then it becomes a sin. But if they just make a mistake, there's nothing wrong with it.
Hey,
if you lost your temper, admit it. Say, I lost my temper. We're not going to press charges and try to throw you in jail. If you actually say you're sorry, and yes, you lost your temper, and you recognize that you lost your temper, just don't lose your temper anymore. You'll be forgiven. But if you keep saying, I didn't lose my temper, I'm not wrong, you're the wrong, you're the enemy, and then you keep doing it, that's the sin of pride.
so I just found something else. They went wrong today. They should have arrested him on the spot. The criminal act happened in the presence of the law enforcement officer. No warrant is needed to use an arrest.
Exactly. So, I said, guys, he did this in the presence of a peace officer.
Yeah,
I said, if I did that to him, would I have been arrested? They said, we're not going to go on the what ifs. We're not going to go on speculations and what ifs. I said, yeah, but it happened that way.
Right, and they saw it happen. They watched it.
Yes. And they're going to investigate. And I'm like, what are you investigating? Why do you have to look at video when it happened right in front of the guy?
Exactly.
Jay, Daddy's Girl says, Johnette here. We've been messaging each other, just joining, so behind on what's going on, but I'm here for support. Thank you to all protesters.
Thank you. Hey, I've got to send you a couple of roses here real quick because I'm not paying attention. Here you go. That rose is for your fans, but then it goes to you, Stephanie. So obviously it's for you both, okay? And here I want to send something else. Let me send Let me send something.
Delia Ware says JP knows what he is doing. No mistakes are made on his part. JP should know what he's doing, and he calls himself a pastor.
Amen. And he gives us pastors a bad name. I'm a former pastor. I'm still a pastor. Once a pastor, always a pastor, okay? But I've been ordained. I'm a pastor. I was a youth pastor. I was preteen ministry leader. I was assistant pastor, associate pastor, and a senior pastor. I was a deacon. I was a bush ministry leader, Sunday school teacher, on and on and on. Men's Bible study leader. But I don't need to tell you all that. I mean, you know, let my actions and my hearts and my fruit and my speech, you know, speak for itself. You know? So what I'm saying is, it is embarrassing when I'm inviting people and talking about the Lord and Christ and God and the Bible and love and all that. And they go, what do you think about that JP guy? If you're anything like that, and they know me, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, it just is not becoming of a pastor. And I just don't get it. I don't get it.
We have almost 80,000 likes. Let's see if we can get to 100,000 likes. I know you guys can do it. We have 362 souls in the room. Today's live goal is 10 I love you hearts, and I'm going to get that pinned as we talk to Jay about his experience today. In my opinion, now this is my opinion, and I know it's all alleged, but my opinion, he totally assaulted you and should have been arrested on the spot and taken down, because I don't see anybody else on earth ever getting away with that, and just getting a business card in exchange for their criminal action.
I was just going to say, how many times did he say, I'm sorry to Mica? Let's think about that. To get out of getting in trouble or whatever could have come next. That's why he's still doing what he's doing, because people feel bad. And he says, I'm sorry. And then he does it again and again and again. You know, I'm so proud of everybody that's out there not giving up and feeling intimidated. This man needs to be put away.
I agree. I wonder why the detective was there. I've never heard of a detective being at a protest before. Is that a normal thing?
Well, I think he came up after there was several 911 calls, and they're investigating. They said the incident, so they probably need to call in an investigator. I guess I can only speculate here because I really don't know. You know, they would not give me much information. So,
thank you.
Can I call you with an update? How are you going to stay updated with that? Do you have to follow up?
Yeah. I got the business card and the incident, not an incident report, but the case number to check in. And I asked them. I said, well, are y'all going to call me, or do I call y'all? And they said, no. Here's the case. And I was like, and we were standing there like, so what's going to happen? Like, is anything going to happen? Well, we can't tell you. So yes, I'm going to find out. I'm going to follow up. I always dot my I's and cross my T's. So y'all be assured that, you know, whether I tell anybody what happened or not, I mean, it just depends on my time, how I can, share it. But if he gets arrested, I guess y'all will find out real quick. But if he doesn't, I guess y'all will realize that it's just another wink, wink, nod, nod. Nothing really happened here. And unfortunate. I don't want him. Okay, I'm kind of stuck. I'm saying I don't want to see this be the reason why he goes to jail. It's too petty, But then again, I think that if he was to spend 2 hours behind bars with some handcuffs on him, it might be the crack in the dam that allows people to come forward to say, you know what? He always gets away with it. They're not going to believe me. Nothing's going to happen. I'm too afraid. I'm too scared, And I think that once that crack is breached, I believe a lot of things, people, there is a lot of things that he has done that may come out if the dam is breached. Okay, I just don't want to say too much more than that.
I feel that if they would do the right thing and see that he would be held accountable for his actions and his unlawfulness, that it would trigger people to come forward because they would feel more secure that something's going to be done and that they're not going to be harmed.
Right, and they saying to go to the police station right now and file. That's why we had the police there, was to file. They wouldn't, they didn't, they just took statements and investigated. Okay? I could go to the police station right now and the same thing. Yes.
Yeah, technically, I'm reading on it. So what you did is it has been filed. Now, according to law, they technically could have slapped the handcuffs on him and took him away right then and there.
Right.
So
and I understand they're intimidated. Nobody wants to go and be the one to arrest him, and then all of a sudden, get a lawsuit slapped on them. That they did this wrong or did that wrong, or it was this is something that y'all know that in the past that whatever it may be. And I get it. I get it.
I'm hoping what they do is they go back and they make sure that all their I's are dotted, all their T's are crossed, and make sure that everything is done exactly the way it needed to be done. Standard procedure. Every procedure is followed. And that the warrant is issued and they go pick him up and there's no lines crossed, there's no issues with it, and they do their job.
Right, and people are asking in the chat, I guess they're coming in late, and I'm assuming that, I don't know, but saying I should be at the police station and why I'm not at the police station right now. I'll just say it again, because we already had them there. We already did everything there. It's already done. Going to the police station, they will say, hey, it's already been filed. It's already been done. We're already looking into it. So basically, I'd be wasting my time if I went to the police station. But that does not mean that I'm not going to do anything more than wait. Because I can tell y'all, I'm kind of a dog with a bone, and I don't give up. And so I'll just let JP wonder in his mind right now what's going to happen.
So exactly. That'll drive him crazier more than anything.
Right. So here.
What About Dreams had a question. Why did JP go to the cop car in the middle of the street? And what was he saying to him?
Because he aggressively hit the curb driving at the protesters that were new this week and turned his car into them. Almost into them. And then we saw a police officer passing by and told that police officer what had happened. And then Susie came by a few minutes later, saw us talking to the police officers, and one of the ladies in the protest new group said to Susie, he's using you. JP is going to take advantage of you. You need to be careful. So she obviously met up with JP somewhere down the street, and they talked about it and jumped in his truck and went back there to talk to that cop. As he was going to that cop, I saw him pull up. He was walking towards that cop. Because he did this to my family and friends, I wanted to go to the cop and witness what he was saying to them to counteract, refute, rebut, whatever he was going to say. I was going to voice my opinion in front of him. Not behind his back, not, hearsay, not causing drama, not trying to post a TikTok about it. I went to the cop car with him, in front of him, to tell him that he was a bald-faced liar if he was going to lie. Because I know that's what he does. He will go over and spin it and manipulate it and try to say it was this or that, or they did something, or they blocked his way, or whatever they were going to say. I wanted to hear it. So I was going over to witness whatever he was going to say, and if he tried to spin it, and if he tried to lie, I was going to voice my opinion. That's why I went to the cop and Wild About Dreams. That's why he came back and went to the cop that was in the middle of the street. Because that cop wasn't in the middle of the street. This is the first weekend, the first Sunday, where there was no police presence. Isn't that ironic? Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? because it's the first week that the police weren't stationed at that church, and it's the first week he decides to feel like there's no eyes around. There's no law enforcement to back this up. And then he did what he did. And this is what I'm trying to say is because the police are not there, we're not violent. If the police are not there, he's violent.
I bet you Susie's gonna get tired of all this stuff and run. Or like, no, I'm over this. I can't deal with it anymore.
They're asking if I can give the case number. Hey, honey, do you think I can give them the case number? What? They're asking for the case number to look it up so they can follow it. Huh? I'll give them the case number. It's okay. I mean, it's public knowledge, right?
Yeah, it's public information.
All right, I'll give it to you. Everybody ready? Case number is 24-018370. The witnessing officer is Schneck. I think that's SCHENCK. City of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. There you go. Do your homework.
Everybody is repeating it there in the comments so everybody can write that down because we're all going to be interested to see what the police put in the report, what they have to say about it. I Spy Crime on the YT says some noise needs to be made at the police station. You're assuming that they're going to do their job. I don't think we're assuming that they're going to do anything because I don't think they are. I don't think they will. And Susan Lee says Fitz News is not on JP's side. Guru, so glad you mentioned the elbow checking. It's hard to see. If it slows down, you can.
And I just want to admit, everybody, I did get in his face after the fact, and I did put my finger in his face. I didn't touch him, but I gave him a little mouthful. So I admit that, but I don't think I was wrong in doing that.
Well, it does say that even though they're not, they like I said, they could have arrested him on the spot sometimes. And maybe this is the case where because of
Thank you out about dreams. I follow you out about dreams. You're awesome.
What happened in the situation that they will go back and they will seek the legal opinion from the solicitor's office about the appropriate charges that need to be filed before making the arrest. So hopefully that's what they're going to do. Maybe they didn't feel comfortable right at that point.
Jenna folks, I think we all want to give him more than a mouthful. Mad respect, Jay. That's funny.
Right?
Oh, I was reading it to my wife. I'm sorry. Y'all go ahead.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm just saying that sometimes they don't make an arrest right at that point because they go back to the solicitor's office to find out the exact appropriate charges that need to be filed. And being there's video, there's so many witnesses, hopefully they're taking all that back. Like, look, here's what we got. What are the exact charges that need to be filed? You know, because again, we don't want it to slip through the cracks.
Mm-hmm. Amy Lynn, what do you mean over here on YT? You're talking about winter money. They can't arrest JP. Winter is coming, and then she says, "Police like that winter money." Well, do you live in that area? And what do you mean by that? Did we lose Jay?
I think so.
My other phone died, so I'm having to share the mic with my phone so that the YT viewers can hear the panel. So that's why you're seeing me turn my mic back and forth. my phone that's supposed to do it all good died on me right midstream. So, yeah. So people are still asking over there, what does she mean by winter money? Again, taxpayers pay their salaries. They have a right to demand the police to do their jobs. He did. It didn't help or didn't work. Hey, Allison.
Hey, they didn't have cops there because JP couldn't pay for them this week.
Ooh. Okay. So, I mean, I know that he paid for some, but I didn't think about that as far as none of them being there because he couldn't pay for them. Did they all have to be paid?
He didn't pay for them this week.
Lord.
Can you add Jay back?
Oh yeah, hold on.
You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about this earlier. So JP knows that Jay is not a violent person. And so I wonder if he knew that Jay wasn't going to hit him back. And that's why he felt bold enough to be aggressive with him, because obviously JP isn't somebody that's going to put his hands on somebody that's going to hit him back. That's why he is an abusive person to women, and now Jay. So it just shows his character. It makes me feel so sick.
Thank you.
I agree.
Someone in the comments said that the reason why they weren't there is because of the hurricane.
Are they in East Tennessee? Because we're the one. I don't think Myrtle Beach is affected by the hurricane as far as the major floodings enough for them not to come to a protest.
Well, my son is in Virginia and he has no power or anything. So I don't know.
I mean, I would say at this point of this, as long as the protests have been going on, somebody's has to be paying for them to show up weekly, which would be him, because he's the one that's requesting them to be there.
Yeah, I talked to Myrtle Beach Police Department. What day, on Thursday? Yeah, on Thursday. And they said that they're there. They have to be neutral. They're not on anybody's side. I can tell you from a personal thing, there are several police officers. I'm not saying who they are. They're on our side, 100%. But I can't say that it's those that are there, or I can't say that it's who is who. But I'm just letting you know that all the police officers in Horry and Myrtle Beach are not on his side or in his payroll. I'm just letting y'all know that, okay?
No, I wasn't trying to say that.
No, I get it. So I asked them about this weekend, and I actually told them, do I need to get a permit? Because I was expecting to bring about 15 to 20 people. And if there was another 15 or 20 there, would we need that permit for more than 25 people? And when I looked up the law, the new law since 2017 that got passed here is that you don't need a permit if it's a protest or a demonstration. Although the person that files for the permit of over 25 people, if the city has to spend any money, the person that filed the permit has to pay. Okay. All right. So I'm just letting y'all know that. So we do get a permit. It's been gotten every week. This is what I was trying to say in a live the other day that my words got all spun around, is when Allie, I don't want to mention any names, sorry, please scratch that scrub. But when the protester, there was a first organizer, then the second organizer, now the third one, I was asking about, hey, what do we need to do? And that's when, we were discussing who was going to be the leader, not really the leader. And I was saying, not that I was asked, I was saying, I don't want to be the one, because I don't really want to be a protest leader, okay? I just want to be there on my own for my own reasons, invite whoever I want to invite and do my own thing. Although I am an absolute supporter, I am, quote, a protester, I just don't want to pick sides. And I'm not talking about sides between, JP Minion and the protest side. What I mean is I don't want to be, if anything was to happen to the protest people, I can still go on my own. Okay.
Hold on. People are asking what my face is for, and it's because I'm seeing this Amy Lynn on the YT. Really, I don't know if you know something or you're from the area, but she said something that was like, bam, it just hit me. She keeps saying winter's coming. And she said that it's so poor for Myrtle Beach in the winter that it's known that JP pays off the police during the winter. And so winter's coming. So when I saw the fact that this person said that, he pays off the police in the winter, I was like, because that's just my normal reaction to tea.
Well, here's what I know, that the police that are out there are on their own duty, and not their own duty, but they're on the city duty, okay? And they're out there to protect the public and to serve the public. There was 2 occasions, if I'm not sure, and I hate to even give a number, but I know there was a couple of occasions where off-duty officer was requested with a patrol car to be out there, okay? for a certain event. I even requested, believe it or not, Thursday, if I could hire our police protection. And they told me that there wasn't anyone available this weekend. And I don't know, somebody speculated it might have been for what reason? What was that? The reason why they weren't there today? Somebody said bike week, but it had nothing to do with bike week. There was a reason why the police weren't there, and we got kind of a.
Was it because of the hurricane?
No, I think that we kind of got a blown off answer. You know, and I don't know what's going on. I know. My dad says I know just enough to be dangerous, and that's not in a dangerous, mean way. It's kind of a little statement, you know, that you know just enough to know just enough, but you know, and so when they were saying that, I kind of felt like something, you know, it is the reason why I decided to just. I've been saying that I was going to bring people each week, and then something would happen. Something would happen. So even Stephanie goes back to when I invited you down, you know, and it's like, gosh, every single time I try in my spirit, God says, hey, it's something, you know what I mean? I knew something was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to be me. I didn't know I had no idea. You understand? But I don't know. I don't know. I think that maybe here's what could have happened. And this is all speculation. I think that they said, well, you know what? It's kind of slowing down a little bit. Let's see what would happen if we weren't out there. Do we need to really be out there? Not saying like, you know, they're going, oh, we don't care. But they were driving by quite regular. You know, they would even, you know, wave and you know, being very friendly, you know. So they were there, but they weren't there, right? So I think that the city was probably just running a little test. And I hate to say it like that because it sounds like, oh, they're just testing. Oh, what if something would have happened? No, I don't mean it like that. I can get it. You know, it's like, how long do we have to be stationed out there? How many times do we have to have 2 cars and, you know, and 4 police officers or 3 or whatever? So I think they were probably just saying, you know, let's just pull back a little bit. Let's be there. Let's ride around, you know, every 2-3 minutes. Make sure there's nothing going on. Be within earshot, but we don't have to do, you know, nothing's going on. You know, they're peaceful. All the riffraff is riffraff. And I'm not saying riffraff as a negative. What I mean is like, drama is drama, but that's not violence and anger, okay? You know, people get upset with people. That doesn't mean there's going to be a fight, okay? So I'm not talking about, I'm talking about, I think that we're cordial enough. We've proved our behavior well enough. We've proved what we're there for. You know, we're not going to go there and throw rocks because they're not around. We're not going to, you know, start trespassing because there's nobody there watching. Mommy and daddy's not watching at the ball field. You know, it's not that. I think it's just like, you know, hey, they're going to show up. They're going to be here. They're cool. You know, the people are going to the church. They don't like it, but they're just going to go. They're going to do their thing. They're going to do their thing. And let's just, you know, and I didn't know that was what was going to happen because I had no idea there wasn't going to be anybody there. But I just thought it was kind of odd when I was talking to them, you know, about the permit, when I was talking to them about having, you know, to pay for a police officer and all that. It was just kind of like, they didn't say no. You know, they didn't say we weren't going to be there. They didn't say, you know, we got it covered. It was just kind of like casual. And then this happens. So maybe this is the test that they were looking for and say, who is the aggressor here? So this could be, you know, what man intends for ill, God uses for good. So this is some type of good. And I thank God that he used me, because if it had been anybody else, it could have been worse. And yes, I am a nonviolent person, but I promise you, you do anything to someone that is less fortunate or a victim, and it's in my presence, I will attack. I let everyone know that you put your hands on someone or my family, I will go to jail. I will not stand. If I am anywhere in the vicinity and there's a young woman or a young boy or a child getting hurt or abused, I promise you, I'm the guy that will snatch them up. I don't stand there and watch and film and record. I'm the guy that will take them out. So, don't take my meekness for weakness, people. But I'm sorry, and that's not being arrogant and prideful. That's just, if JP thinks that I'm weak, I'd love to see him challenge me. He tried today, but you know what? The bigger guy has to hold his tongue. The bigger guy has to pull back. If he slaps you on the left cheek, turn to the right. That's what I did today. I wanted to knock him out. I wanted to put my hands on him, but I said, it's not that time. It's not time. This is not worth it. This is not worth it. I would love for him to just look at me and say, dude, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. And I would have hugged him right then and there, and everybody would have said, oh, you are getting paid by JP. But that's just me. He didn't do that, and this is the result. Sorry, JP. You lose.
And I think public opinion now is outrage. If it wasn't before, it certainly will be now. Because how many times, and I know this is like a cheesy reference, but how many times are we watching the show Cops, and they go to a house of a domestic violence issue, and because the man or the woman touched the man or whatever, they're taken downtown, literally. And that, I guess that's why I assumed that's what was going to happen, because that's usually what always happens. Otherwise, we can just go around pushing people around, and all we have to worry about is getting business cards for it.
Right. Just imagine how he's going to be if that goes viral.
Oh, it will. It will. And
he's going to lose his mind. He's going to lose his mind because he does not handle the bad press well at all.
No.
And that's just going to make him crumble even more. And I am here for it. I'm sorry. I'm here for it.
Me too. Because it's the common, because whether you think that Mica done this to herself or not, the one common thing that we all understand is that she got there because of JP's abuse. And so to me, it's the same correlation. If you plan, okay, this is an example. If you plan, let's say, a store robbery, and then the store, you're not going into the store, you're just conditioning these robbers to go into the store, and the robbers go into the store and they take somebody's life. Well, even though you didn't pull the trigger, it was your actions that led to that event. And for that reason, people are usually arrested and charged with the same charges like Schlerter. Okay. So why are we not holding people who abuse people to the point of them being in the state of mind to make that decision? Why are we not holding that as responsible? Because to me, they are also playing a part in the end event.
Amen. And I actually said that to the police officers, and I actually used the word suicide.
I heard you.
Steph, but we can say this because it's just what's true. And I told them, I said, why, if you take the narrative, guys, he's doing to us what he did to Mica that caused her suicide.
Amen to that. That's facts.
Exactly.
So listen, why run from the truth? Why try to scathe around it and not say it? Yeah. He killed her with his abuse, his stalking, his harassment, his controlling her.
Thank you, Jay. I have said that for the longest time, and I know that we have to be PC on here because of TikTok, but
screw him. Say it.
Mouth. I'm sorry, Jay. I had to unmute myself.
I got torn up for defending that. I've been saying that since day one.
You may not have told that, you know what? You hide. Because God sees, he knows, and he hears.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Amen. You've been saying what a lot of people are thinking. I said that from day one. I got attacked for that. But anyway, not physically, verbally, but Pete, I said, if this abuse wasn't going on, this would not have happened. If he had just left her alone. He admitted to how many emails? Constant.
Somebody's asking if we can watch the video over here. I can't because TikTok does not allow us to do that. Over on the YT, I can show it. I have been looping the video. You can clearly see that happened, that he was pushed. I'm still in shock. I'm like, what? I mean, what else can we figure out? What else can happen that will prove this guy's personality and what he's really about? I think that we've done more than enough here.
Hey, it's coming full circle. I was the first person he called 911 on. I'm the first person he's put his hands on since Mica passed away. I think it's done. I think he's done. His warning's over. His grace is over. I promise you, I feel it. Something's going to happen. If it's not me, someone will see this and someone will say, you know what he did to me? Somebody may have the courage to come up and say, I'm not letting this go. I'm not afraid anymore. And as soon as that happens, people, I will be in your corner. And you know who I've talked to. And you people that are afraid, just do it. I'm talking to one right now. And I'm going to let everyone know here for the first time. We're going to the FBI this week. Okay? JP, you want to come after me? You want to try to get who it is? Male, female? Somebody is going with me to the FBI this week. Okay, buddy? And it's not the first person, buddy. And I told you, dude, you're playing with fire. Put your hands on me. I'm a child of God. You say you're a child of God? I'm a child of God. People may think because I'm wearing a Jesus outfit, and thank the Lord, I am proud that I do look like my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. It makes me feel good that people think that I look like him. Steph, if you look like the person that you most admired and they said, you know, you look just like her, wouldn't that make you feel good? Mm-hmm. You're not saying you are her, but you exude her, you look like her, you act like her. I'm thankful. I'm humbled by that. The more people that tell me that, the more humble I want to be. Because I don't want to mess it up. And I'm telling you, JP, dude, these people are going to come out and you sit back and you say, oh, they're just making it up. And oh, nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to happen. JP, dude, you've done some ugly things. And I'm not going to mention names here, but some people that have been screaming out from the housetops on TikTok, YouTube, I'm telling you, I'm backing them up without mentioning names. They're right, dude. You're in trouble and you're going down.
We did reach the 100,000 likes. Thank you guys so much. And we have 187 souls watching on YouTube, and we have 323 souls watching in here. Jay, I want to really thank you for your courage and the fact that you continue to stand up for what is right. It means a lot to us, well, me, because it's a man standing up for the women, you see, and so that we don't feel alone and isolated and unheard. And I can speak for everybody in here when we say thank you.
God bless you. I'm going to go. Y'all touched my heart, and you're just beautiful people. And when I say I love you, I don't know you, but I'm telling you in my soul, if I was to see you face to face, I would know your spirit. And I just love you.
Standing up for us, those of us who have been through abuse, and for saying no more abuse.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to hop off, okay?
Can I say something to Jay before he leaves?
Yeah.
I haven't been through abuse, but I appreciate everything you do, Jay.
Thank you, Allison. I love your messages, and you know I message you, and I just want everybody to know you're so sweet. Behind the scenes, you're so sweet, and I'm so thankful for you. I'm so thankful for all of you that reach out to me personally. I've talked to so many of you on the phone. I've messaged y'all on TikTok. I don't even know how to use it, and I'm so sorry. You know, I apologize that I don't get on TikTok every day, but y'all wait 3 and 4 days for me to get back, and it's like we just never left off, and I appreciate it.
I think you should turn JP into the FBI for what he did today. I just think you're so sweet for what you do and for being there every week.
You're a sweetheart, and your support means more than I can say.
Yes.
They're saying thank you over here on the YT too, Jay. Everybody's saying thank you so much.
I love you guys. I love you too. And I want to post more over there. Stephanie, I wish you would post more over there. I'm sorry because
I'm learning.
TikTok. I know I don't know any of them, but it's easier for me to upload a video on TikTok, but I don't really know what to put on there. But I just like watching YouTube. I'm sorry. That's just me. It's easier for me.
Well, I'm new over at the YT, but I am learning. I'm waiting for my correct setup. It's a capture card. That's what I'm really waiting on to be able to bring more to YouTube and to go live on YouTube better. So I'm really just kind of learning. I'm just kind of creeping around, just trying to see how it works and see if people like me over there. I think they do. So you should be seeing more of me over there soon.
Hey, you took a lot of heat, Stephanie. I admire you for your courage, you know, for standing up for other women, you know, for not giving up, you know. You weathered the storm, and I'm so proud of you, Stephanie, okay? I'm very proud of you. And Ann, I love you, dear. I see her in the chat, and Ann knows I love her. She's awesome, okay? I support anybody that supports us and supports truth. You know, anybody that fakes that, I'll call you out. You may not like me for calling you out, but hey, I'm going to speak the truth, whether it's my friend or my enemy. And I'm sorry. I love everybody. I've got to go.
Okay.
Y'all got tears right in my face. I'm sorry. Bye-bye. Love you all, okay?
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I don't know how to hang up. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'll disconnect you.
Thanks. Love y'all. Love y'all.
Bye.
All right. Let me.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh wow. We are so appreciative of Jay coming up to the panel and telling us what happened this morning and his feelings and everything. That's so appreciated. They have to investigate. We have a case number in case you're just coming in. The case number is 24-018370. We all will be watching for that come up on the docket. We will all be interested to see what that report says, how the police interpreted that moment versus everybody at the protest and about 500 people live right now. How did they see things so differently than we did?
I don't know.
Hennessy family says, what's funny is I had a thought this morning to say, be careful to protesters with no cops there. I did watch this morning when it was first turned on for a little bit, and I noticed if there wasn't any cops there, and so protesters were noting that there weren't cops there because I was under the impression that the city provided the police when there is a high-profile protest, like in this case. I didn't know that they paid all of the police. I thought that the city provided at least some.
And you know what's really ironic to me is the fact that JP was the one paying the cops to be there. And then the minute that they're not there, he's the one that gets aggressive. Like, it's all a show to him. It is all a show. And that is classic narcissist. It's actually terrifying.
That feeds his narcissistic tendencies. He needs that. He has to have that. And when he
got his fix today.
When
he doesn't have it, that's when we see him unraveling, if you think about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? He has to have that fed or they're lost, basically. It's sick. It really is sick.
Oh my goodness. Holly says, I was at church, missed the protest, but the spirit was moving in her church. And Faith says, to Ann, Jay pressed charges and they didn't do anything, said investigation. Yes, and it was like, here's our, oh, you assaulted somebody? Here's our business card. Just give us a call and we'll talk about it. I have strange ones entering the chat. Oh no. Shocker. We all know what's down. We all know that we can tell at the fakey accounts when they come in. You are really good at helping me with that.
I really am hoping that they are going back and doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like I said, making sure that all their, I's are dotted, T's are crossed. They press the right charges. They do exactly what they need to do and follow up on this and do the right thing.
Thank you, Cindy J. I appreciate you. You know, I was just saying, I know I sometimes I make a dark humor jokes like, like that, but we know they're coming out of the shadows right now. The little JP's flying monkeys, as Ann puts it. They're flying around. I'm not fooled, honey. Oh my goodness.
The Scooby-Doo detectives, yeah, they're watching.
Oh my goodness.
Well, speaking of, I'm going to hop off here and spend the rest of the day with my family. This was an unscheduled live. But listen, I'm going to post the video. Robbie Harvey has it up. Whoever has the live of that, if you would give me permission to also post it, I would like to. So if you guys know who filmed that, if I could have a copy, if they wouldn't mind for me to show that video too, then I'll give an update if they will allow me to do that. Thank you guys for coming in here and spending the time out of your day to spend with me. You're making my dreams come true. You guys over on the YT, you are as well. I can't believe there's 200 people in the room on the YT. I think that that's really awesome. And I really appreciate you guys. I love each and every one of you very much. Remember that you can follow me on any social media platform. All you have to do is look for the same username and logo. I am here. I'm on YTube, the YouTube. I'm on the Bookface, Instagram, X, and Scoops with a Z. That's the uncensored version. So if you want to go over there and see all the uncensored stuff, that's where to go. Thank you. I will see you guys in the morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I go live every morning on TikTok from 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until noon, and on Saturdays from 10 p.m. until midnight. I'll see you guys in the morning. I love you, Courtney.
Bye, Steph. Thanks again.
Bye, Bridget. Thank you for coming up. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Have a blessed day.
Love you, girl.
Bye.
You guys too.
Bye.
See you in the morning.
Thank you, YouTube. I really appreciate you. Remember to catch me on TikTok. I'm live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. until noon, and I will see you at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning if you would love to come over there. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you.